Welcome back, disciples, to POV drama in real life, where fiction looks like your reflection and reality is just you stranded in the house of mirrors. It's your girl Mange, your emotionally intelligent menace and high priestess of holy overthinking, and today's sermon is a little uncomfortable. This episode, she's not cute. She's so not quirky. She's trauma in a corset, whispering secrets through cracked mirrors. We're talking about Oculus, a horror film that didn't knock on my psyche's door. It broke in, made tea, and said, "Hey, bestie, let's unpack your repressed memories and cry about them at 2 a.m. We're talking film. We're talking mirrors. We're talking grief, memory, gaslighting, and the monsters hiding in your own damn reflection. Grab your candles and your crystals. Let's descend." Mind games and mirror tricks, the chaos of Oculus. First of all, Oculus, baby, she's so unhinged in the most seductive way. The plot, a Rubik's Cube soaked in childhood trauma and a splash of blood. You blink, boom, you're in the past. Blink again, hello, present. Blink one more time and you're like, wait, am I real? Is this real? Or is this just the mirror talking? This film doesn't do horror with fangs and gore. It does horror with doubt, with memory, with perception. It gets in your head like a sad Instagram reel you weren't ready for at 1:43 a.m. The Trauma Olympics, Kaylie versus Tim. Forget the jump scares for a moment. The real horror was the trauma. Kaylie and Tim, they're siblings. They suffered the same tragedy, but they have two wildly different trauma responses. Tim, he repressed it, he therapied it, got that it all was in your head label, medicated the pain, called it a delusion, and went on living. And you know what? I kind of respect that, because sometimes denial is divine. If I heard the saying that ignorance is bliss, exactly, it works the same way with Tim. Denial is divine. It's the emotional duct tape that keeps the psyche from shattering. But Kaylie, oh, she remembered everything. She didn't want closure. She wanted revenge against the gaslighting. She wanted to burn that mirror and everyone who ever doubted her. And she dragged him back, not for healing, but for holy chaotic war. One buried the pain, the other built a shrine to it, and both are still bleeding. The cycle that swallowed them whole. Here's the twist. Neither of them healed. Kaylie was a time capsule, and then Tim was just like a polished mask. And then when they returned to the house, the mirror did not reflect growth. It reflected rot. That ending was gut-wrenching. Tim ended up getting blamed. Again, there was another death, another spiral. And you might think that history repeated itself, but no, it didn't. It simply mutated, because trauma doesn't give a damn whether you confront it or hide it. If you're not ready, it will consume you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, why am I screaming in the hall? Let's talk about that cursed mirror, shall we? I love the fact that they didn't just choose any other haunted object. They didn't choose a haunted door, a creepy VHS tape, or what other things do they use, or like a demonic whatever. I just love that the object they chose for the one to focus the horror on was a mirror. Why? Because it's the most intimate, most invasive, and most seductive horror weapon on earth. Why do I say that? Because mirrors, they don't just reflect your face, they reflect your fears, your guilt, your ghosts, your worst self. And the demon in Oculus, that wasn't some ancient evil. It was a manifestation of every single negative emotion living inside of them. It was anxiety. It was insecurity. It was ego. It was grief whispering, "You will never be whole again." It was a spiritual hall of mirrors, except instead of fun, it's all your worst intrusive thoughts doing a conga line at midnight. Kaylie's family, broken before the blood. Let me just say this, that at first glance, when we look at Kaylie's family, we kind of go like, oh my goodness, this is a loving family. The father loves his kids. He loves his wife. The wife, she's a stay-at-home mom. Or was she? Yeah, she's a housewife, yes. So she loves the kids. She does everything for them. But as we continue to go deeper and deeper into the story, you realize that no, man, her mom, Kaylee's mom, was deeply insecure. She was very fragile. And then because of this, the mirror only deepened this, because every time she looked at herself in the mirror, she didn't see herself anymore. She saw that person, that the real her, that deeply insecure, that deeply fragile ghost-like human. That was her. And that made her drown in silence. The mirror manifested all of those negative emotions and built a monster that she ended up turning into. And don't get me started on the father. At first I was like, he's such a loving father. Why would he kill his own family? That doesn't make sense. And then you realize that yes, he's loving, yes, he is caring, but he has an ego. And we all know what happens when you have an ego. You put yourself above others all the time. And then this made him to be a very deeply, deeply broken soul. The mirror didn't just introduce chaos to their family, it just turned up the volume on what was already there. The insecurity became obsession. The pain became a possession. Truths became lies with very sharp teeth. And that, my children, is the real horror. The demon doesn't need to create monsters. It just hands you the knife. Why I flinch after 10 p.m. Well, it's in the title, and I really do mean it. I do flinch in my reflection after 10 p.m. Not because of superstition about how you're not supposed to look in the mirror after 2 or 3 a.m. because it's witch's hour and your soul's gonna get trapped in there. Partly because of that, because I really do not fuck with the supernatural or paranormal stuff. I truly have a fear of it, but I don't mean it like that. It's a quite literal confession for me. Because some nights when I pass a mirror and I swear, and I mean this, I really swear I see someone else. Not a ghost, not a shadow, but an older version of me that's still waiting, still bruised, and still hurting. Oculus made me feel seen. Not in the cutesy main character way, but in the damn, am I haunted by the version of myself I couldn't protect way? Because maybe we're not haunted by ghosts sometimes. Maybe we're haunted by the versions of ourselves that never got to exist. Final thoughts about the horror that heals and hurts. I gave Oculus 4 stars, not 5. Why? Because the jump scares were mid as hell. I don't even know if I can call it jump scares actually. But the psychological violence, the existential chokehold, the poetic pain, yeah, that was chef's kiss. Real horror doesn't scream, it whispers. It makes you look inward. It makes you ask questions you were too afraid to say out loud. But anyways, before you go, disciples, if this episode made you spiral, pause mid-bomb application, or squint too long at the bathroom mirror, that's the assignment. This podcast isn't therapy, but it is a holy place of introspection, delulu healing, and spiritual screaming into the void. So talk to me. What horror movie shook your soul like Oculus did mine? Are you haunted too by what you've forgotten or what you can't let go? Tag me, DM me, or leave a comment like your inner child's life depends on it. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Snapchat. Just search up Mangemoko and you shall find me. For more spirals, deleted rants, affirmations for the emotionally unstable, and cult memes that will keep you feeling seen and slightly attacked. To support the ministry, join me on Ko-Fi for exclusive rants, poetry, behind-the-scenes spirals, and emotional damage with flavor, of course. Subscribe, tip, or just look respectfully. New episodes drop bi-weekly on Spotify and YouTube, and wherever your existential dread takes you, actually. Alright, so disciples, this is a call to action. Send this episode to someone who's scared of mirrors, and 2 people who should be, because we don't gatekeep enlightenment here. Until next time, cover your mirrors, stay delulu, and spiral with standards. Signed, Her Most Unruly Holiness, High Priestess of the Cult of Conscious, Saint of Spirals and Overanalysis, Mange, aka your favorite emotionally intelligent Menace.